Hey, how are you? So, I'm working out again. New Year stuff, huh? Exercise. What's important? I guess what's important is just to come here and do something. So how much? Some people say 90 minutes 6 times a week. Other people say approximately 30 minutes 4 times a week. I try to do the mix, so about 45 minutes. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 45 minutes Monday, 3 to 5 times a week. I like to do about half aerobic, which is aerobic meaning you're moving, your heart rate's getting up, and you want to try to maintain that heart rate for at least 20 minutes. And then another half or a third, depending on what you like, of some sort of anaerobic, which is the weight machine, push-ups, crunches. If you're doing CrossFit, you're doing total body movement. Something that you can do while moving. The hard part, and I think the most important part of what we do, is to be consistent, which means showing up, being available, and that's true for lots of things, because I have lots of people who struggle with weight loss. So do I. And it's just like I said before, the first thing is you want to get there and get started. That can mean going up and down your steps at home. One thing I tell people is you've got 3 to 5 or 6 steps, 2 jugs of milk, fill them halfway with water, hold those and go up and down the steps for 30 minutes while maintaining your posture. That will get most people short breath. Now, of course, as always, before starting, this is a disclaimer, before starting any exercise program, you need to see your doctor. Bottom line is, if you're not sure if you're healthy enough to undertake an exercise or weight loss program, you need to see your doctor. And sometimes I'll actually have people do a stress test or get some laboratory analysis. One good thing about exercise, I think that's unclear, but we know it does do, is, there's 2 kinds of cholesterol. There's the bad and the good. The bad is called the LDL, and that's the one that clogs your arteries. I call it the bricks that build blockages. And there's the good cholesterol called the HDL, or high density lipoprotein. And that cholesterol kind of prevents the buildup of plaque and keeps the pipes clean. And the bottom line is, a lot of people like myself, have low HDL. So low protective cholesterol. The only way to truly raise that is with exercise. But it's funny because it has to be routine exercise. And it has to be exercise that's consistent. They usually say at least 70% of your predicted heart rate. There are tables for that on the internet. But you know what? When you're first starting, don't even worry about your heart rate. Don't even worry about HDL, LDL. Just get there. For those of you who want more information, I'll spend some time talking about cholesterol. And basically, I'll talk about when you go to your doctor, what kind of laboratory analysis you should do. Should you do labs at all? As far as working out, I think part of the problem is ownership, where it means you've got to go, you've got to show up. You can either do that by being part of a program like my wife, where she does Zumba, and people expect her to be there, or working out with your kids, where they expect to go, or working out with a partner. That's always good. And if you pay for a membership, that's all well and good, but sometimes people just like they have the piece of exercise equipment at my house, which had been a laundry sorting agent or a laundry drying agent or a laundry holding agent. Sometimes that doesn't get you ownership. I think the human connection of having one person to another works. Like, for example, maybe you want to play basketball with someone. Maybe you want to do some handball or some racquetball. The only problem is you need to do it routinely. So, get to the gym. Make sure you're drinking lots of hydrating fluids or water. And make sure you're not going into it going to be Superman and hurt yourself. Because one thing I think people can do is really injure themselves, and they shouldn't. Something I think would be very reasonable is to get with some colleagues at work, or get with some other people whom you work around and say, I'm really struggling. You want to meet and work out, or do you have any tips, or do you struggle, or connecting to another person. One thing about recovering from drug addiction or alcoholism, the reason a lot of people are successful is that they connect with other people through a 12-step program. And they have lots of people who have similar issues, and so, there's Overeaters Anonymous, but realistically, the biggest thing is that you've got to get started. You've got to do something. And I think the other one is you don't have to have a gym to do it. I just tell people, go walking outside. Well, and then they'll say, well, it's minus 20. Okay, walk inside. The biggest thing is we have to stop with the excuses. We have to start finding that little seed of motivation. I like to watch old episodes of shows that I haven't seen. I like to listen to audiobooks while I'm going, so that I don't think about the time or how much I've done or not done. Bottom line is, for the new year, try to do something that you can do consistently. Try to make sure you're healthy. Try not to get injured. And set goals for yourself. Simple goals, like my goal for this week is to work out 3 times. My goal for next week is to work out 3 times, but work out 45 minutes. My goal for the following week is to up the amount of time I'm doing, or go faster, or to be more consistent. And I'll tell you for sure, weight loss, diet and exercise is the cheapest, is the most effective treatment for a number of conditions, basically all conditions. Heart disease, cholesterol, hypertension, depression, back pain, joint pain, anger, anxiety, you name it, it helps it. And, so some kids maybe want to be boxing, or maybe they'll do karate, or maybe you want to do some bicycling. Bottom line, do something. As far as the specifics of how to do it, oh my gosh, there's enough beautiful people on the internet, on YouTube, that can tell you what they think. But I definitely would, if you're struggling with some pain or something, you might meet with your physical therapist and talk about the best approach to your exercise, the best method. Like, for example, swimming is a wonderful sport, wonderful exercise. It does everything. A lot of people don't like swimming because they don't feel hot and sweaty, which means they didn't think they worked out. But look at Michael Phelps. I would think that someone would think he's hot and sweaty without being hot and sweaty. And a lot of people don't go to the gym because they don't look right, or they are, like me, jiggly, or they don't fit in. Well, you can always find an excuse. Bottom line is, get to it. Stay motivated. Don't be hard on yourself. Set reasonable goals. And I will see you next time. I'm going to continue working out and watch a TV show while I'm doing it. And then I'm going to go buy some vegetables and have some Christmas leftovers with the veggies. So, and then maybe at some point I'll do a cooking show where I show you how I cook steak or how I do vegetables. And those are vegetables that my kids would eat. So, all right, have a good night. Be strong. Hasta la mañana. Hasta la mañana. Which means see you tomorrow. And I'm out. Bye.